Welcome to Vocalize. When teaching someone to use the eye gaze device, your two primary means of teaching, or your methods of teaching, are exploration and modeling. This video is going to focus on the modeling aspect. Okay, so modeling, what it means is just you're doing something to show someone else how to do the same thing. Okay, so you're going to be modeling how to use the buttons and get it to say words or phrases, how to jump between pages, how to navigate to a certain page or word or phrase that you were wanting to say. And purposes of modeling, it teaches that there is intention. Okay, so when you're modeling, you're not just randomly clicking through buttons. You probably, definitely when you sit down, you should have a goal on what you are trying to say, whether it's your goal is to have a conversation, whether it's to teach them how to ask questions or teach them how to ask for food or just talk and comment and narrate while playing or being out and about. Okay, there's a goal for your communication. And so you're teaching your individual that the words and the phrases used are intentional. They have meaning and value. And so saying these things is their voice. They are communicating by looking at these buttons. Okay. Also, there is a lot of language in the program that your individual is using on their eye gaze device. So by you modeling, it's kind of making it easier for your individual. They're not left alone to explore what every single button says and how to get to every single page and what's on every single page. They're not doing it all by themselves. You're helping them by showing them, okay, this is the bubbles page, and this is what is available on the bubbles page. Okay, and then you're also providing them context for words, especially if you're working with a little one. The context is going to be huge because they're still fairly new to language in general. Okay, so there may be words on here. There probably are words and phrases on here that they don't really understand what they mean or how to use them. So you're still modeling just basic language if you're working for a little one. So you're providing context in experience and just other sentences and what's going on around the buttons being used to help your individual learn. Okay. It is probably going to be helpful for you to explain to the individual that the eye gaze device is calibrated for their eyes. So you are going to be using your finger to activate the buttons, but they use their eyes to activate the buttons. So for someone who is brand new to the device, that could be confusing why you are using your fingers and then you're telling that, like, expecting them to do something a little bit different. So explain to them, just black and white. I'm using my fingers to activate the buttons, but you don't need to use your fingers. The computer is calibrated or it's programmed for your eyes. So when you look at a button, it'll be as if you're pointing to it with your eyes. So in the beginning with modeling, you're going to start small and simple. An easy way for me when I was teaching my daughter and I was brand new to the eye gaze device is intentionally planning out an activity and finding a page, a single page on the device that connects to that activity. And then you'll just sit on that page the whole time you're doing the activity, and you'll model the language and you're inviting your individual in to use that language while being very concrete in connecting it to the activity. So for example, something that my daughter and I did a lot is if you go into here, the all words, toys and games, go down here to this pink button that says bubbles. It is a page that has words that all have to do with blowing bubbles. So bubble blowing is something that my daughter and my other children and I do on a regular basis. And so when I was modeling this language for her, and so if we were doing something that we both enjoy, and I would just be like, okay, here is our jar of bubbles. Okay, I need to open the lid, and I need to grab my bubble wand. Okay, ready? Here I go. I'm gonna blow the bubbles. Woo! Look, that's a lot of bubbles. Okay, all right. I'm going to blow again, and let's see if we can pop some bubbles. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Blow. Ooh, I'm gonna catch. Oh, I caught one. Yay. Oh, that was a little bubble though. Let's see if we can get some larger bubbles. And maybe we can pop the bubbles. Okay. And so you're clicking on the buttons. You're just incorporating the buttons into the language that you're using that you would probably use in regular narration when doing the activity anyway. Okay. And as with modeling, initially you are going to be touching the buttons and being the one using the buttons the most. But after a couple minutes of that, then you kind of want to step back and you want to let your individual have a chance to activate the buttons. And so as they say stuff, you need to respond to it. If they're like, a lot. Oh, you want a lot of bubbles? Okay, let's try to blow a lot. Or clean up mess. Well, I didn't make a mess yet. Hopefully I don't. But if I do, then yeah, I need to clean up my mess. And so just respond to what they're saying as they're learning to use these buttons. Another great activity, another example, if there isn't a page already pre-made, books are a fabulous resource. So for example, Opposites by Sandra Boynton, very fun book. But I can go in here to my describe page and I can just sit here as I'm reading this book and I can model these words as I will model for you now. Okay, so you can say big and small, short and tall, high and low. Look, this sheep is high. He's all the way at the top of the page, and this sheep is down low. He's at the bottom of the page. The dog's going fast and slow. Heavy and light, day and night. When it's day, it is so bright outside, and when it's night, it's dark. So that's another example. Books are a fabulous resource. So to reiterate, when starting with teaching through modeling, you want to start small and simple. Sit down with a planned activity and just sit on a single page and use that language and model that language. And this will just help teach intention, purpose, and help your individual learn these words. So, alrighty. Once your individual gets a bit more comfortable after a few weeks, a few months of using the eye gaze device, and you're like, okay, they know how to use buttons on a page. We need to start learning navigating, or we need to be more conversational and jumping between boards and using a lot of variety of words. I have a video for that will help model and what that looks like and how to progress from this small and simple kind of space of modeling. So make sure you click on that video and watch that, and also subscribe so that you are aware of when I post new videos.